Coyne is going to come back up here, and we're going to take a few questions from the media now. The Archbishop will take a few questions, and if you have anything for Bishop Coyne too, he'll be able to answer some questions too at this time.
He does that very well.
Also, Archbishop and I will be available for one-on-ones after the press conference is over as well. Yes, sir.
Bishop, can you outline what is typical, if there is such a thing, what's the typical length of time for a permanent replacement to be made?
The question was, what's the typical length of time for the replacement of naming of a new Archbishop? Well, we're not really in a kind of typical situation right now because there is no apostolic nuncio to the United States. He's the papal ambassador who kind of oversees a lot of these. We do have a charge d'affaires there who's handling it very well. At this point, it's not clear as to say any kind of a time limit, as someone once said to me. The church does what the church does in these matters. It could be any length of time. There is consultation that does take place with the bishops in the state of Indiana, because the Archdiocese of Indianapolis is the metropolitan, so it has some connections and responsibility with the other 4 dioceses. There's consultation there, and also with other bishops in the area, consult with Archbishop Daniel as well. And after that period of time, some names will be presented to the Holy Father for his appointment as the new Archbishop of Indianapolis. But it's hard to say as far as time frame. The main thing I think to say is that, we'll be fine. The Archdiocese has been going along well for 19 years, and we'll continue to just maintain the good works that have begun and move forward as we always do as a good and Christian people.
I got in trouble with the last nuncio for saying that Memphis would get its new bishop within about 8 months. The process has begun, by the way, consultation. It's always a confidential process, but it's going. Which just amazed me because we don't have a nuncio, but the staff in the embassy in Washington is really working at it. We all got our letters. So say a prayer for my successor.
Archbishop Coyne, it has been a privilege and a joy for all of us to serve you as a shepherd of the Catholic Church of Central Sunday. And I wanted to ask you about the providential timing of your installation of Bishop Coyne as your assistant shortly before you became it.
Providence, and providence is a mystery. That's all I can say. We didn't foresee everything, but God always takes care of us. I'm convinced of that. And with such good people here, a lot of folks out in the diocese are not going to know there's a change, because everything carries on here very well. And Bishop Coyne is a very willing spokesman. He'll keep things going.
Archbishop Beecklein, what do you think is the most important accomplishment of your 19 years?
I didn't hear you.
What is the most important accomplishment of your 19 years?
Education. I think it was tough. I said that in my first talk 19 years ago, that it was going to be a hard thing, but we were going to keep the schools going. And we have, more or less. We've had to be creative in how we do that. And I wish it would have been less difficult. But it's working. God's blessing us. So I feel good about the education system. I'm very proud of Butte College Seminary. I love those kids. They're very happy. I can say the same for St. Minor. The seminarians there are very happy people. And I think that's the best sign we could ask for. They're giving themselves to the priesthood formation. They want our hearts. And God's blessing us. I think we're being blessed because there's been a real spiritual growth in the Archdiocese. And the evidence for that, I think, is all around us. Our churches have lots of people sitting there praying, and the adoration chapels are keeping busy. And I think that's part of why our vocations are increasing. So I'll pray. I'll be at St. Martin praying up a storm. After this press conference, I'm going to a luncheon for retired priests at St. Paul Hermitage. They don't know I'm coming yet. I'm one of them. Come see me at St. Martin. It's a beautiful place.
The Archbishop, in the last years of Pope John Paul's pontificate, he taught as much people through the way in which he bore his ministry through his illnesses. Do you think that in the illnesses that you've had over the past few years, are there any lessons you think that the faithful in Central and Southern Indiana people in that area in general can learn for their own benefit?
I've heard from a lot of people who have afflictions like I do, and they're very encouraged by my witness, and I will hope to continue to witness to carrying on with God's grace. Remember the kid who wrote the letter to me and said, "Stay glad because God loves you"? I've done that, and I will continue to do that. By the way, is that kid here? He's not a kid anymore. Okay, I'll see him yet before I leave for the South. Anything else? You've got your last shot at me.